It is hot. Let me not. So that's not gonna work. Oh, okay. What's up, y'all? It's Fuego. So today, I'm going to be reviving my Prusa MK3S Plus 3D printer. I've had this printer and all the accessories literally sitting and collecting dust for years. And so, as you can imagine, it has some issues, some broken parts, a potentially jammed extruder, and very poor bed adhesion. So in this video, I'll be bringing it back to life and showing you all the things I learned along the way. Let's get into it. First off, this printer was really dirty, so I spent a little bit of time cleaning it up. The Z-axis top covers were also broken and the printer was dusty, so I was a little bit concerned that there would be more problems to come. To verify that a printer like this is in good shape, there are a couple of steps that you can follow. 1, self-test. 2, test the extruder. 3, calibrate X, Y, and Z, and 4, first layer calibration. First, the self-test. There's a built-in self-test on the printer that verifies that your printer is set up properly. It checks the fans, the heat bed, motors, pulleys, belts, and the sensors. I actually failed this first self-test because I didn't click the right answer when it asked about the spinning fans. I think I was supposed to click not spinning, and it said the fans were swapped, but I'm pretty sure that the self-test was still okay because I ran it a second time, and on the second try, it didn't ask me any questions. I found that a little bit weird, but then I just moved on. Next, I checked the filament extruder was working by heating up the extruder nozzle and seeing if the filament would come out nicely, and this is where things got a little bit sticky. I had a lot of trouble unloading the filament. Yeah, so that's not gonna work. Oh, okay. And finally, when I got it out, cut it and reloaded it, nothing was coming out. So I ended up taking apart the extruder completely to try and unclog the nozzle. And after reassembling, everything seemed to flow properly, but I'm honestly not sure that I had to actually take the entire thing apart really. But this was a good learning experience nonetheless. Next, I did the XYZ calibration. Now, this was a pretty interesting process because you actually have to remove the steel sheet and place some white paper underneath. And then you have to check whether the pinda sensor has caught on the paper as it's doing this calibration. And I was also using a letter size paper, so I had to move it around as it went to the different corners of the sheet. Not sure that I did it perfectly, but it seemed to pass, although it said that the XY axes were slightly skewed, but that's a problem for another day. Finally, I was ready for the first layer calibration. And this allows you to interactively adjust the Z-axis height to get the best bed adhesion. Initially, nothing really stuck to the bed because it was really dusty and the Z height was way too high, but after cleaning up with some IPA and adjusting the height a bit, I got some pretty sharp corners and a somewhat smooth rectangular sheet. So at this point, I was ready to start some test prints. So now that I had my printer cleaned and somewhat calibrated, it was time to print the new Z-tops and a spatula, of course. I find the whole process of 3D printing new parts for your 3D printer pretty interesting. It's giving Russian dolls, you know, it's giving chicken and egg. But really it underscores the whole concept of being able to upgrade your printer endlessly. I currently have the 3S Plus and they definitely sell a 4S upgrade kit, but now I'm wondering if I can print my own upgrades rather than buying the whole upgrade kit to save some money. So after these prints finished, I replaced the broken Z covers with the newly printed ones, and it was a pretty quick swap. Moving on, I decided to test the printer by printing a Benchy. My very first Benchy test had a really bad first layer. It definitely wasn't sticking to the sheet, and at this point, I was questioning if the filament was really okay, but I just cleaned the bed, and on the next run, the Benchy almost finished, reaching about 91% completion before it popped off the steel sheet. I was low-key very annoyed because I hadn't bought any new filament to try, and so at this point I decided to place an order on Amazon, and while I was waiting, I decided to look it up, and it turns out that other people actually have this problem, and they just increased the bed temperature from 60 degrees to 7 degrees Celsius. And I had originally put a 5mm brim on the G-code, so I increased that to 10mm, and the print came out decent, you know, at least it printed to completion. But a couple days later, I got the new PLA delivered, and it was so gorgeous. This pretty rose gold color, and I also got this tricolor filament to try, and some cleaning filament, which I'll definitely be using later. And after a quick load and unload, I did a new first layer test, and boy did this filament stick to the sheet way better than the original material. So I edited the G-code for the Benchy to use the original settings of 60 degrees Celsius and a 5mm brim, and it came out way better. You know, the side-by-side comparisons are just undeniable. I'm really happy with how this transformation went, and everything that I've learned has sparked some new fun ideas for the future. Like, I'm really into the idea of building an enclosure for this so I can try out different materials and maybe even printing parts to make the entire printer pink, but that's gonna take a little bit of time. So if you're interested in seeing all of that, definitely subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.